live classroom setup on eCampus. Now I understand that a live CCIM class meets particular times and dates, and the majority of the learning is going to occur during that time, but eCampus allows us the opportunity to extend that classroom. So this video talks about some ways that we and you can do that. This particular course site is for a class that was taught earlier this year. It was a live class, but even though that class met starting on January 30th, live for 4 straight days, this course site was used to extend that classroom. Let's talk about the setup of the course site. The first thing you'll see is 3 boxes, and I love the logic of these boxes: beginning, middle, end. This first box contains things that are helpful before the course starts. The middle box contains various resources and files and workbooks that are helpful during the course. And then finally, the last box, evaluation and exam, are the things that you're going to need to formally end the course. This assumes that you've already navigated through CCIM.com and got onto eCampus and clicked on the appropriate course tile. So we are actually at the course site. Let's take a look at each of these boxes. Pre-course checklist, click on that. And we see all types of things that are helpful before the class starts. Filling out a student profile, introducing yourself on the discussion board, which I'll talk about a little bit more here in a few minutes. The manual and getting a jump start on reviewing the manual, and specifically reading Module 1, Introduction to Instructors. Down here, CE credit. What happens if you have to cancel or transfer? The technology requirements. Don't sleep on that, gang. There are certain requirements, especially related to Excel, that are necessary in order to get the most out of this course. So these are all things that are helpful prior to the course starting. Bounce back to the home page. Let's talk about the middle. This is the meat of the course. These are the things that you're going to need during the live delivery to get the most out of this course. There's a PDF of the manual, so even though you're going to receive a hard copy the first morning of class, this manual PDF can be really valuable down the road. I'm going to scroll down here. This is another big one, resources and forms. So these are all the necessary Excel workbook resources, as well as any necessary PDF forms that specific course is going to require. So for this 101 class, you're going to be making heavy use of these resources that are shown in this particular bucket. I'm going to bounce back to the home page one more time and talk about the end. So at the end of the course ends. Typically the exam will open the following morning. There is an evaluation that you're asked to complete. Please don't sleep on that. That's a really valuable resource for the Institute and for the instructors to understand your thoughts on the course. And then finally, ultimately, the exam. So most exams open the next morning after the live classroom discussion ends. Most exams have 7 full days to complete, and this is how you access that final exam. One more thing I want to talk about on this course site, and that's over here, discussions. So even though the class is meeting either one day or multiple days live, and most of the discussion is going to occur in that forum, this is a great opportunity to, what I talked about a little bit earlier, extend the classroom beyond those live dates. So I clicked on discussion, and this is the discussion board, probably very similar to what you're used to with threaded discussions. This is the introduce yourself. So before class starts, this is the opportunity not only to say who you are and where you're from and what you do, but also get an understanding of who else is in the classroom. So when you show up that first morning of class, they aren't necessarily strangers, but you at least know who's there and have an idea of where they're from and what they do. And then these down here, these are all discussions that extended the classroom. These are all things that were brought up during the course of the day, and additional ancillary information was added as a result of access to this discussion board. So a terrific way to extend that classroom. I want to finish by saying 2 things about the course site. First of all, you will notice that I am using Firefox. This is a technology thing. Firefox gets along very well with eCampus. Safari, which those of you that use a Mac may be very accustomed to using, Safari doesn't get along so well, especially when it comes to graphics and JPEGs. So I would counsel you, if in particular you are a Mac user, try to use a browser other than Safari. Again, Firefox tends to work very well. The second thing that I wanted to talk about is that this course site will only stay open for 90 days. So 90 days from the beginning of class is the window that this course site will be open. After 90 days, you will lose access to that particular course site. So be sure to download any of the material or resources or PDFs or workbooks, whatever you may want from that course site. Be sure to have that downloaded within that 90-day window. So that's an overview of the live course site. Hope you enjoy your class.